Hello and welcome to the Concrete Jungle. This is Reed bringing you to your second episode of this solo podcast. Cross is away on vacation right now, so today I'm going to be dropping a solo podcast because we haven't had something in at least a week, so I wanted to get something out. So just a little brief recap of how the second half is going for the Yankees so far, which has gone very well. Take 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, 3 of 4 from the Rays, and then we lost today, but won the first 2 against Colorado, so off to a good start. 3 series wins at home to start the second half, so diving right into the first series. The Yankees have Domingo Germán on the bump. He goes 6 strong, 7 strikeouts, and wins his 11th game, which was good for second in the AL. Encarnacion with the big hit, a bases-clearing double, and the Yankees won that game 4-0. Game 2, the Yankees lost 2-1. Offense just really wasn't there. Had a chance in the 9th. They scored 1, but they could not get the job done as Voit went down on strikes. Happ did all right, went 5, allowed 2 runs on the Grichuk single, and that's what we lost on. So Game 2 was a loss, but Game 3, the Yankees come back and win 4-2. Tanaka was sharp, and Urshela with the big hits, the 2-run single, and an acrobatic slide at home to get in, which was one of the bigger runs, and Tauchman hit an absolute bomb. Chapman got his 25th save of the season, and the Yankees started the second half the way they ended the first, on a winning note, taking 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays. So after the series, we got news that Sevy and Dellin Betances were clear to begin a throwing program. Both pitchers have been shut down, and their returns have been pushed back all season long. If they can both come back healthy and effective, the Yankees would not need much at the trade deadline besides depth. Because if you have Severino, you really don't need another starter because he is one of the best starters in the league when he's sharp, especially early in his season. So remember how he was April to the first half last season? Imagine that, but for the rest of the season and hopefully the playoffs. It'd be a huge boost for the Yankees. I know the relief pitching is great already, but having Dellin Betances back would just make that bullpen unhittable because you could have Tommy Kahnle or out of venue in the 5th, 6th inning, even bring a guy like Green in like the 4th, so games can become very short in the playoffs if they get Betances healthy. So they've been throwing pretty actively since then, so hopefully they get him on a rehab assignment. I know Cameron Maybin is working his way back right now, so hopefully get everyone back healthy along with Giancarlo and take on this thing in October. So the Yankees take 3 of 4 from the Tampa Bay Rays. Game 1, though, was rough. Travis d'Arnaud hit 3 home runs, and he stunned Aroldis Chapman and the New York Yankees when the Yankees had just taken a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th on Encarnacion's second 2-run home run of the game. Looked like it was good, 4-2, 2 outs in the 9th, 2-man on for Travis d'Arnaud. I know he had 2 home runs earlier in the game, but you were thinking he just had a nice night at Yankee Stadium, but nope, opposite field. Judge looks up, short porch, 3-run shot, and the Yankees fall behind and lose at a score of 5-4. Definitely the worst loss of the season, but the best way to recover from that is bouncing back just like they did in Game 2 with a little adrenaline. It was a little dead game. I think the Rays were up 2-1, 1-0 at one point. We tied it up 1-1. They took the lead again. And then CeCe just started throwing dimes, striking guys out, and at the end of the 6th inning, he drops a nasty breaking ball to Avisail Garcia. Garcia gives Sabathia a little stare, and CeCe's just like, what are you looking at? He hates the Rays. CeCe's been wanting to fight the Rays since at least 2014, so it's definitely going to happen eventually this year. Didn't quite happen, but Didi had to restrain CeCe, and no punches were thrown, but I think some will be thrown against Tampa Bay with CeCe later this year. But it was nice. Stadium got pumped up. I was there for this game, actually. So The Yankees were still down, but then DJ LeMahieu hits a home run to tie it up. Rays go back ahead 3-2, and then Aaron Judge comes up with 2 outs in the 8th. Things are not looking so good. He pulls a home run that goes just foul, and that would have given the Yankees a lead. So crowd definitely takes a big sigh of depression after that. But very next pitch, he goes opposite field and hits it to a sweet zone, right before the bleachers opposite field, and just like that, the Yankees took a 1-run lead. Next thing you know, runs in, bases are loaded for Didi, and he just absolutely hits a bomb halfway up the bleachers. Just stands there, admires it, looks at the Yankees dugout, and he gets pumped up, and I don't know, I think that could be our moment this season that we know we're going to win it all, because last year when Mookie Betts hit that grand slam off J.A. Happ and did his pump-up thing, got the team pumped up, they kind of seemed unstoppable from there, so I think that might have been our moment. So Didi with the bomb pimps it, and he said on R2C2 that was one of his better home runs he ever hit. Everyone was pumped up. Stadium was going nuts. Even Aaron Hicks on the on-deck circle tossed his bat. Had to do a bat flip from the on-deck circle, so great win, and the Yankees go out the next day, sweep the doubleheader, take 3 of 4, and move 8 games in first place. Yankees take 2 of 3 from Colorado this weekend. Domingo Germán gets his 12th win of the season in the first game. DJ LeMahieu, I think, gets his home run total up to 14 now. They scored 11 runs on Saturday without even hitting a home run. So lost today. It was score 7-3, I believe. So disappointing not to get the sweep, but hey, you'll take 2 of 3 any day because that is a series win. So that's pretty much it. Just a little brief recap of the second half. We'll see the news on Severino. I think they're going to get another update and then see what they want to do with the trade deadline. If they want to go get a Marcus Stroman or Matthew Boyd, or if they really want to go for it and get a Trevor Bauer or a Madison Bumgarner. Bauer probably isn't going anywhere because they're making a run. I know the Giants are hot, but if they're smart, they'll look into the long-term future, and they'll see that they're not a sustainable winning team right now, and they'll trade Bumgarner for some pieces, which is what I want because I think he'd have the Verlander effect and have a second career with the Yankees of being a Cy Young caliber pitcher. So that's pretty much it. Me and Cross will be back next week or later this week. He should be back soon, and we'll have Two Sides of New York back in action. Thank you guys. Have a good night and be safe.